Welcome back, Dodecadorks. We're the 12-sided guys. We have Scott as Sir Ornan, Knight of Ivy and Lace.
At your service. It's a little breezy.
Sabrina as Dame Sylvie, royal courtesan of Baldric the Black, but still totally open to seeing other people.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Is that how you greet other people?
That's exactly how I greet other people.
Jordan as Sir Mogram the Submissive. Your family crest reads, Sta Super Columnium Mamam. Stand on my neck, mommy.
Oh, I love you guys when you stand on my neck.
Oh, jeez.
Matt as Sleeve McDykel, the Hardwood.
That is my name. Don't wear it out.
You can wear this hardwood, though.
Or do.
And me, Paul, as Manhogany, the recently appointed official title maker-upper for the Court of Fen Fog. If you haven't checked out our Patreon, you probably should. There's some great stuff on there, like Your Neighbor's Potatoes, our after show. Also, you should go leave a rating and a review over on iTunes to help more people find us. And don't forget to come chat with us on Discord. We love the community that's being built over there. The only thing missing...
It's you!
It's you!
That was so cute, guys.
Anyway, if you were given the title Warrior of Light before you even did anything cool like beat up Garland, then this podcast is for you. It's Chorus of the Forsaken, episode 74.
And the rocks didn't even glow yet.
You did have one of those cool crystal balls.
Yeah, you had to get your crystals to reignite or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, they didn't
I don't
glow.
know.
You had to beat anyway. Yeah. Story was thin.
You had to beat Lich and who was the fire guy?
It was
Tiamat Kraken.
Cammy, wasn't it? Cammy or something like that?
That sounds right. Gotta be Lich and Tiamat and Kraken and Cammy.
They were like limited to a certain number of letters for everything.
Okay, doing a Google search. I'll be right back.
Okay. Did he just go away?
He did.
He's gone.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back to Vioseveria. Actually, welcome back to Vioseveria. Welcome back to the real Vioseveria, not that stupid piece of crap Feywild Vioseveria that you guys were in for a while.
Don't talk about my other home like that.
Yeah.
Well, the last time we were
wild over there.
Well, the last time we were together. Sorry, give me a second. Gosh. The last time we were together, our heroes finished the fight with Princess Violet, the last surviving monarch of Fen and Fog. The fight was intense, with Guy making death-saving throws at the very beginning of the episode, and Ornan being wrapped up in a mighty, crushing hug with a critical hit dealing over 70 damage. That's not all. Afterwards, then, Princess Violet leapt into one of these pools of water and attempted to crush him again, but thanks to some shenanigans on Ornan's part, including making himself resistant to bludgeoning damage and some temporary hit points given to him by the Angel of Kelemvor, he survived the second attack with, I believe, 4 hit points left. And with that, the angel smote Princess Violet and she was brought low, dead. That left us in the throne room of Fen and Fog with this strange crystal contraption. Some checks were made, specifically Mogram making an amazing Arcana check of 28 or 29. Anyway, still way higher than the threshold. And he gathered a ton of info about this crystal contraption, including the fact that it held both of the essences of Annalise and Jib-Jab. But in the pools on either side, there was only one body remaining, Jib-Jab's body having deteriorated once the essence and the curse left.
By the way, it was Carrie. The Fiend of Fire's name was Carrie.
Yes, that's right. It was determined that the curse or blessing, whichever you want to call it, of Jib-Jab had been absorbed into the Court of Fen and Fog, making this court in the Feywild incredibly powerful. The choice was made to put Annalise's body and spirit back together and to let Jib-Jab's spirit go. The angel of Kelemvor, who was there helping out, attempted to lead Jib-Jab's spirit to Kelemvor for judgment, but she informed you that something else had a hold on Jib-Jab's spirit, and she was unable to help Jib-Jab get where they should have gone. After that, there was a conversation with two satyrs who approached the throne room, and some interesting...
Two satyrs and Ornan alone.
Yes. There was some interesting conversation that happened about this court and about the thrones and who would be taking the thrones. And Caperion and Fenwick, these two satyrs, were given two of the thrones in exchange for giving up their music. It was decided that somebody needed to stay and take that third throne, but who would it be? Baldric stepped forward, and it was agreed that he would be the third monarch of Fen Fog. He said goodbye to Sylvie. They left their relationship open, and he took the third throne and is now a member of the Court of Fen Fog. Our heroes then left through the portal in the Swamp Sisters' hut, now with Annalise at their side. But when they went back through the portal, time was catching up to our heroes as they entered back into the material realm. The material realm? What is it? Is it material realm? Am I right?
Prime material plane. The material plane. The prime material plane.
So material was right. It was the realm that was wrong as they entered back into the prime material plane. But during the moment of time catch-up, visions were seen. We had Jib-Jab and Jingles, both now their spirits in the crypt beneath the Temple of Kelemvor in the town of Oak Road.
I made a joke, but I was muted when we were talking about the material plane. I said we're living in a material plane, and I'm a material girl. But I was muted, and
living in a material plane.
Guy had a vision of James Huck Bartles coming home after a night of performing to a home that he was renting a room in, and he saw the woman there sitting by a cold fire, her face in a glued-on smile, her eyes staring blankly. And we saw Spritz, who last time we had visions, Spritz was not one that you guys had because Magram was dead. So that's why it seems like we haven't seen Spritz for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. But Spritz was moving around in some kind of a city. And as he glanced over the side of this hill, as he was walking up this road, he looked out at this underground lake and looked up at the stalactites hanging from the ceiling of this monstrous cavern that he was in, blue light glowing all around him. And then everyone came to in the Swamp Sisters' hut, and it was frigid and cold. And when they looked outside, there was snow, and there was no Ladyhawk. And that's where we're starting right now. You are in the snow outside of the Swamp Sisters' hut. Ladyhawk is gone. What are you guys going to do?
Are there any sign of our horses? Or any sign that our horses that we tied up here were eaten?
Okay, do you want to start looking for bones and stuff?
I will start looking for. I'll be calling out.
Look for signs that they escaped.
Duchess, and I'll be calling for her.
These horses, it's okay. It's fine if they died.
I don't know.
Go ahead and make a survival check or an investigation check.
Frankly, they're not very good horses. So some of them aren't even horse. So
Can I help out with the investigation?
they're very, very bad at being horse.
How about somebody helps you out with your investigation?
Somebody help.
Actually, wait, no. And Guy got a 9 survival.
Okay, hold on.
So you guys got a total of 12?
Let me check.
All right, so we got a 23 investigation. And again, I'm looking for signs of survival.
Magram got a 15 on survival.
All right. So with investigation, the 23, Sylvie, you are looking around for any signs of the horses. You don't find any signs of horse or of boat. And with a 23, I mean, you are very, very thorough. You're fairly certain that if there was any sign to see, you would have spotted it. And Mogram, with your 15 survival, not so much. You don't notice anything more about like where the horses or the boat might be, but you definitely get an idea of time. And looking around you, looking at the sun, looking at the weather, and having grown up in the Pithrian Barony, you would assume it is somewhere in the middle of winter, whereas when you went into the Feywild, it was the middle of autumn. So very possibly 3 months have passed.
Got it. Okay. I mean, I'll tell them. I'll tell the team that.
Honestly, that's not as bad as it could have been. I've heard some seriously crazy stories, so not ideal.
But 3 months, think of all that could have happened in 3 months. We missed our tickets for Unlikely are probably invalid now.
Annalise speaks up. She says, Did anyone else have visions as we went through the portal? I saw Peter.
Oh yes, we should probably share. Yeah, what did you see with Peter?
She kind of turns to you and she says, I saw Peter bundled up in furs, and he was walking into a grand throne room as he took a knee in front of a chair, and the chair, it was draped in green and silver. It had the banners of Pithria on the wall, but sitting on the throne, there was an elf woman in like intricate, almost organic looking plate. Ugh. And I saw Count Romuald and his wife, Countess Flidolis, the Orzels. I saw them standing together off to the side. And Peter was making his presence to the elf sitting on the throne.
Yeah, so we found out about a planned attack on Cladvina, and we tried to leave a warning with the Swordmaster Gelmar. And apparently, according to your vision, it doesn't sound like it was enough. I think Cladvina has fallen.
She says, it didn't look like the Count and Countess were prisoners, though.
Well, they wouldn't be, right? They're like the fancy hostages. It's the other people. It's the soldiers that would suffer. It's the displaced citizens that would suffer. They'll go live in a castle somewhere and just won't be allowed to leave.
Hey, that's suffering, okay? They only have one swimming pool.
They only have 3 butlers. 3! That's only 1 butler per meal.
Abuse!
Which butler's gonna take afternoon tea, okay?
And what about second breakfast?
That was really good.
Thank you. My kids,
You can do 4 accents now.
I just watched Fellowship of the Ring with my boys. They like it, so. All right. Annalise says, what did the rest of you see? What's happened since we've been gone?
Well, I don't think Jib Jab is as gone as I would have liked.
Are they with Jingles and Bubbles? Is Bubbles there too?
Yeah, wasn't there all 3 of them?
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was. Yeah, no, I think that, I mean, I guess it's not surprising, but I thought that maybe in the Feywild, the murder would mean something slightly different, like, Inception.
That's right. Well, I guess it was to be expected. I'm relieved that Bubbles doesn't have another body somewhere and is, promised more revenge on us. So that's a win. Yay. Well, James is Jamesing it up. He's continuing his college tour, and he still is, oblivious to the murder and mayhem around him as ever.
Annalise asks, do you know where he is?
No, it wasn't clear, but our last lead on him was putting him toward the town of Vrolina.
I wonder if we need to try to make a concerted effort to try to get to James in an effort to stop him.
He probably... I don't know. So much time has passed. It's not like we're some big players in this world and we could have prevented these things from happening, but it seems like we've missed so much.
Well, we're clearly some kind of players. I mean, we definitely have some sort of connection. I think that, I don't want to say it makes us responsible, but we got to figure out what's going on. Wait, where did you say he is? Like on the map? I can't.
Vrolina. So if you're
Far
in
east.
where we're at, it's east.
Okay, thank you.
One of the pale
In
pink
the
ones.
Pithrian Barony.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. Okay, cool.
That's at least where I think he was. Diona's Bridge is very close by, and I am nervous about taking this book that close to the ancient home of the Covingtons and Hartwoods. So maybe I should have left it with Baldric.
You don't have to bring him up.
It was like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm really, really sensitive still.
What about you, Margrim? Did you see through Spritz's eyes? We haven't heard anything from him in a while.
Yes, I do recall a vision. Spritz was no longer locking himself in a room. In fact, he was on the move. What was perplexing is that where he was, it was in some vast cavern with an underground lake of some sort, with all manner of stalactites, stalagmites, things like that you see underground. I don't know. He was, I think, maybe the Underdark? Is that possible?
Did you see those fronds that look like hands? We use those for thatch.
I did not see any palm trees.
That's right, the palm trees.
I still feel so stupid for that.
It's great.
I actually just saw a TikTok of Brendan Lee Mulligan talking about how one time he accidentally made a character named Phallic.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that. So good.
Oh, that's so good.
Interestingly enough, that character was quite a dick.
Hey!
Well, here you guys are standing outside the Swamp Sister's house in the snow. You can see now the islands, the kind of the dry ground, well, the dryish ground. The solid ground is easier to spot now. It's not so cold that like the water has totally frozen over, but you can see the edges of these pools and ponds have that layer of ice kind of starting to stretch out over these ponds. And as you take steps, you can hear the crunch of the frozen ground under your feet.
If we want to get, passage somewhere, if we want to get out of this swamp, the closest place would be Grimwater Grove, and that would be heading back north upriver. But that would also take us closer to Cladvina. It sounds like a dangerous place to be, but it's also where we'd need to go in order to get toward Vrolina.
And I would like to see how we left it. I mean, not that I guess it's been 3 months, but I think it would be good to see what the state is.
Well, and we have no means of transportation right now, so we might as well head back there to at least procure some means of travel.
Yes, and this way Paul will finally get to use the Grimwater Grove maps that he's been complaining about us skipping over every time we go through here.
That was my biggest concern.
We should just walk right through that town, I think.
Okay, it makes sense. Yes, heading north. I I'm nervous about our friends in Martin's Rest, to be honest. They were the ones dealing with Megan and the plot with Eldorlis. And I don't know if I'm worried they won't have escaped some kind of retribution for their part in, stopping the plan or frustrating the plan.
Perhaps we can inquire and see if there's any news from Martin's Rest when we go to the town.
That makes sense. Oh, I miss Duchess so much. And I was planning to start using my shield, but Duchess has my shield on her saddlebags.
I tell you, these horses cannot be trusted.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're right. Anything with that long of a face has secrets.
I heard you can't even look them in the mouth, even when they're giving you something.
Oh, gosh. You guys. All right, so you guys are going to start heading up further north then. That's kind of your plan?
Yeah, we got to get
I
somewhere.
wouldn't call it a plan, but I would say that's what we're doing.
Okay. This is what I'll tell you. So Grimwater Grove is about, if you're on a boat, it takes you about half a day, a little over half a day. So 6-7 hours to get from here to Grimwater Grove. Walking, it's going to take longer. Even though you can see the dry ground easier, the solid ground easier, you still have a lot of little hops and things to make over the streams and over these little creeks and things. So you figure it's probably going to take you the better part of 2 days to walk to Grimwater Grove.
There is a road, though, not far from the river, right? There's a road that follows along the river. Is it
a road, and it is relatively close to the stream. However, the road is similar to the path that the boats take, where every once in a while they have to kind of redo it because the streams change, the ponds change. So, and also there's snow all over everything. So finding the road might also be kind of difficult at this point. I'll tell you what, if you guys want to take some time to look for the road, you guys can cut your travel time down.
Well, I am an expert with vehicles water, but ever since the respec, I'm no longer an expert with vehicles land. So, roads are, way beyond my skill.
I am able to investigate pretty good. I might be able to find something, but
I have pretty good survival skills.
Survival seems like the skill
That might be
most
the way
likely
to
to
go
do it,
then.
right? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Make a survival check, difficulty 15.
Okay. And I rolled a 2 for an 8.
River, walking along the bank of the river it is.
Yeah, you guys spend some time looking for the road, and honestly, it all just starts looking the same to you. At one point, you're like, okay, if we look for those white stones that mark the trail of the river, then we can maybe just follow that. And at some point, you guys actually lose track of those because of all the snow. And so it takes you guys a while to actually get back on track. So you start walking through the swamp.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we start cannibalism.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Okay, anyway, you guys start heading through the woods. It is sometime around midday when you start, and before too long, it is starting to get dark. You guys can look for somewhere to rest for the night, or you guys can kind of keep pushing on. What do you guys want to do?
I don't think it makes sense to keep traveling in the dark. It's dangerous, and I haven't had a full rest since nearly dying.
Me neither.
I have literally no spell slot, so I would not mind taking a quick snooze.
Yes, I've used quite a bit of my
I
own
can
too.
still feel her arms around me.
You still feel your arms around you? Oh, she left an indent. I can still see her arms around you.
I'm gonna need Margrim, you to put some of these bones back in place when you get a minute.
Yes, well, we can do that.
All right, so
Let me hold
you guys gonna
you.
set up camp, or is there with the respec? Is there still a giant turtle shell?
Okay, it just says if you have a spell prepared that has the ritual tag, you can cast it for 10 minutes. I'm looking up rituals. Certain spells have ritual tag. Such a spell can be cast following the normal rules for spell casting, or can be cast as a ritual. A ritual version takes 10 minutes. So I think to cast a spell as a ritual, the spellcaster must have it prepared, and I do because I only have the spells I know. So, there is a giant turtle shell.
Oh, fantastic. All right. There's a giant turtle shell.
Give me 10 minutes, everybody, and then we'll have a nice warm place to rest.
Is it a warm turtle shell? I thought turtles didn't have warm blood.
I can make it warm or cold or damp or dry.
Ooh.
You guys want a damp, cold turtle shell?
No, please.
Oh, yes, please.
My only requirement is that the pillows stay cold all night.
Oh, do you like those cooling pillows? I love those.
I do. They're nice.
There we go. Enlarged
All right.
tortoise shell.
Okay, you guys all move into this nice, warm, dry turtle shell as people start like clearing ground. It has a ground too, right?
It says that it's a half dome. So I'm thinking
so
it
Still have to
does
clear
say
off the snow and stuff.
yeah, but it does say the atmosphere inside the emanation is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. So
Yeah, that makes sense. So Annalise starts clearing out a space to lay out her bedroll and her sleeping bag or whatever, her blankets, and basically she just kind of half does it before she just kind of curls up and falls asleep. She is gone. She had 2 levels of exhaustion. So
yeah, that's right.
yeah, so she was exhausted. She is now out.
Snoozy Sally.
No, you're Sally.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ah, damn.
Ornan's pretty tired. He's going to crash pretty quickly as well.
All right.
Yeah, do we need to take watch?
Because Ornan has 1 level of exhaustion as well.
Yeah, I
Still
mean,
okay
Margrim
if-
does still too.
I can take first watch. I only need 6 hours. You all sleep. I'll keep an eye out.
That's very
right.
good of you.
I am very good, or so the ladies tell me, and some of the men.
In her sleep, Annalise says, "You're very good." I don't know why she said that. You guys haven't done anything.
Or have
Anyway.
She knows. If she's a woman of God, she can see.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a woman of God, and I'm the temptation.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So Guy, you stay up and you keep a watch. Why don't you go and make a perception, investigation, or survival check?
I'm gonna make a perception, and that's a dirty 20.
All right. With your dirty 20, as you are camped out here in the turtle shell, everyone else is snoozing. You know that nobody else can see in. I'm guessing that you kind of camouflage the turtle shell, kind of make it white like the snow.
Yeah, I can change that color, and also snow would collect on top of it too.
Okay. As you are sitting there, kind of keeping a watch, looking at your friends, making sure that they are all okay, knowing that it's been a very rough time for a lot of them, and for you too, let's be honest, you hear...
Is he doling out forehead kisses while we're sleeping?
Oh, just constantly. I'm just doing a circle and like getting everybody a kiss and just watching you for about 5 or 10 seconds and then moving on to the next one. And that's just my whole round. My whole turn is doing that over and over again.
Oh.
You hear in the distance like a bit of like a thunk of wood hitting wood. Like for a second you're like, was that like a limb falling from the weight of the snow, or like what was that? And then you hear it again and you recognize in the distance the sound of a boat or a wagon, probably a boat considering where you're at, moving through dense forest. And the sound sounds like when the limbs are hitting the side of the boat. It sounds like it's a ways off, and as you sit there and you listen, it doesn't sound like it's coming any closer, but you do hear what sounds like something wooden, probably a boat, moving off to the north.
Okay. Seeing as how it's been about 3 months, I feel like my obligation to the Martins with lending them Prancival has probably passed. So I'm going to spend I think it's an hour and 10 minutes to during my watch to resummon Prancival.
All right. After an hour and 10 minutes, what's the final word that you say to summon Pranciple?
Pranciple, here, boy.
And from around a rock just outside of the turtle shell, like it's not like a puff of smoke or anything like that. It's just like he just comes running up and into the turtle shell, and he looks at you and kind of jumps up onto your lap and gives you a big lick on your face. He still has on a top hat and bow tie.
Oh, wow.
Of course he does. He's a classy gentleman.
It is looking rough, though.
Oh, they kept you so fancy. How are you feeling, buddy?
You get the impression that he is... let's see, how is he feeling?
He's obviously feeling so excited to see his person. His little butt is wagging too fast. His tail can't even keep up.
You get the impression he is super excited to see you, but there's also this sense of, why were you gone so long? Like, where did you go and you didn't take me and you didn't bring me anything back? Like, what's going on?
Buddy, we had a wild adventure. I'm so sorry, but I do have something for you. And it scritches.
He's like, I can't stay mad at you.
And I was actually wrong. Because of the pact of the chain or whatever it is, I can do it at will, but it is still a ritual.
Okay.
So anyway,
you get this kind of feeling from Pranciple. It's almost like a vision, and you recognize, Pranciple's, he's telling me a story, like, but it's all in your brain, right? There's
it's like
no
Renesmee.
Oh no! That's it. I'm changing it. Pranciple starts talking. We can't have that connection to Renesmee. No, you get this vision in your head, and you realize it's Pranciple from his point of view. All the things that happened since you left, and he starts telling you.
Since you've been gone.
Since you've been gone. Is that Pranciple singing it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the story starts in it must be Cladvina. It is in a very nice room in the must be the Grand Towers Hotel. You see the view is always like looking up, so everybody looks a little bit distorted. And I will tell you this, that Shireen Shadow Rose, the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, not quite as beautiful when you're looking up her nose. Anyway, so like you get a lot of this like.
Pranciple's also a butt sniffer, so like, did he get some good views of that at least?
Hey! Rewind, enhance.
Guy is a voyeur through his dog's eyes. Oh my gosh!
No, it was a joke. It was a joke.
I know. So there is a lot of this memory of like him connecting with her, and she gives really good scratches. But for some reason, at one point, she took him out of the hotel and across some of the canals and into this like big like warehouse type facility issue where she had a meeting, and Pranciple went and started sniffing around while she was having this meeting with some people. I don't know. Like if you saw them, you would be able to recognize them, but Pranciple's like, I don't know who these people are. They weren't important to me. What was important to me is kind of sniffing around and trying to find out what I can. And so Pranciple, then you see from his point of view, sneaking around, turning invisible, and moving through these warehouses and seeing crates and boxes just full and overflowing of food and clothing and armor and weapons and arrows. And it looks like this warehouse is stocked full of supplies for a war or a battle or some
He's
kind
putting
of,
two and two together. He's thinking this is for the invasion, Eldorlas's invasion, because the Vandalay Industries, they could trade. They were the only company that really could trade across that border, right?
Yes. Vandalay was the only one that was allowed to trade with Eldoralas. So you have that vision, and then as they go back to the Grand Towers Hotel, there's more scritches, and then suddenly everything gets dark and scary, and there is fire, and there is screaming, and Pranciful is incredibly curious as to what is going on, like constantly trying to look out the window. And at one point, Pranciful feels these arms lift him up, and he looks up and he sees Neldor Martin, this Leonin heir to Martin's Rest, carrying him and dragging Shireen by the hand out of the hotel and onto a boat in the dead of night, wrapped up in cloaks, hiding who they are. And you have this vision of sailing through the dark swamp, moving at night, always this tension in the air. And then the last thing that you see is Pranciful relaying that he's been really bored in Martin's Manor for the last 2 months.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. So now I know they got out. You did your job. Sounds like you did it really well. In the morning, once I'm feeling...
His tongue hanging out, wagging his butt real big, just loves that praise.
In the morning, when I'm feeling a little bit more myself, I'll have to see if I can't send a message to Neldor or Shireen, let them know where you've gone and that we're back. But I have a story to tell you, and I'll start to just kind of... You know how you talk to a dog? I'll start talking to Pranciful and telling him all the adventures, which will seem really short because it was 2 days that we had in the Feywild and where Baldric ended up and stuff.
He seems very interested in Manhogany and Ashenly.
I mean, how could he not be?
They were specimens, let me tell you. Before my watch is over, Pranciful, do you think you'd be up for some sneaky scouting? I'll take that as a yes. Good boy. I heard what sounded like maybe a boat or wagon hitting against some branches a little bit ago before I reconnected with you. I was wondering if you'd be willing to, sneak out there and check it out, and I'll just kind of follow along through your eyes. Does that sound good?
Not that the only reason I connected with you was because of this, because that would not be the case.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I missed you like crazy, but I also did make a commitment to the Martins, and I wanted to touch base before I brought you back. And I thought this was, I did miss you, buddy.
He puts his paw on your hand, and he has this very serious look on his face, and he just kind of nods like, I understand.
And he says,
it's okay.
Guy, I understand you deep in my soul.
Pranciful, I don't know what to say.
He's like, Father, I have longed for thy presence.
All right.
My little man's all growing up.
Now, okay, I have a question for you about Pranciful. Can he change his shape at will, or is that something you have to do?
He changes his shape at will, yeah.
So you tell him to go out and do some reconnaissance. So he takes 3 or 4 little leaps, then he jumps into the air, and poof, he is a sugar glider, right? Is that what he is?
Magpie.
Oh, a magpie. Oh, that's right, he's a magpie. He's a magpie. Yeah, he turns into a
sugar
magpie.
glider would have been a good one, but I wanted all of his different. For some reason, I decided all of his different forms should start with an M. I don't know.
I know. What's the corgi one?
There's a marmoset, a muskrat, and a magpie,
and a man's best friend.
Oh, I was gonna say mutt, but that's way better.
Yes. And that's okay. This magpie goes flying off through the trees, and you are able to see through Pranciful's eyes. By the time this has happened, you can only see through his eyes for what, 100 feet, or
again going to the spell. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Yes, 100 feet.
100 feet, but you can keep in telepathic communication with him.
No, it says while familiars within 100 feet of you, you can communicate telepathically, and as a bonus action, I can see through their eyes. So if it gets over 100 feet, then Pranciful would have to come back and kind of tell me what he saw.
Yeah, okay, so Pranceville leaves that 100 feet relatively quickly. Pranceville's gone for like 5 or 6 minutes and then comes flittering back and perches on your shoulder and then turns back into a good boy and just slides off your shoulder and into your lap and looks up at you and gives you a big lick. And then you get these images in your head of it's kind of like a Viking longship, only like not a big dragon prow, but it's got that shallow keel, lots of oars. It's got one big sail, and it is full of people rowing. It's got like probably 10 oars on each side, and there are people rowing, and there are warriors moving about on the deck. And the impression that you get is that these are elves on this boat.
Oh, shoot. All right, thank you, good boy. We'll stay hidden. Although I think I can finally take off this stupid helmet and show my real face. But, okay.
Your vow is over.
My vow is ended. I will say also, Paul, because of your poor choice in words, I have to put another Mighty Mighty Boss Tones gif into the chat.
I believe in toxic toast.
Yes, I remember toxic toast, but yes.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I remember. I believe in toxic toast. What was I thinking? Okay, very good.
All right,
okay, you're gonna.
I'll finish up my watch, and then whoever's next, I'll fill them in on that boat coming down, and our fears seem to be have been realized. So.
And also, the boat was not moving like north and south. It was more moving east and west, almost like patrolling a perimeter, maybe. Or it wasn't like, yeah. Anyway, it was just kind of it was going east and west, like, not north and south.
That's where they're stationed, and so like we're gonna have to be really careful when we cross that way.
Mm-hmm. All right, who are you waking up for watch?
I'll do Sylvie next because she didn't have exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't mind staying awake.
Sylvie, as you wake up, you are sitting there, you are doing your watch. This is what I'll say happens with you. You pull out that flute at some point that you got from Caperion, the new monarch of Fen Fog. As you start to take a look at that and spend some time with it, you recognize that this is a magical flute. And there are a couple of things that you can do with it. Give me 1 second.
You can do this.
Fantastic. That's exactly what I was looking for in a flute.
Isn't that from the magic flute?
Oh
That's
my gosh, it is the magic flute. At first I thought you were doing Fifth Element.
Oh.
First off, it gives you a +2 to any performance check. The second thing about it is that when you are playing your flute, the flute has 5 charges, and you can burn 1 charge to either cast Charm Person or Command, and yeah, one charge for Command or Charm Person.
Hell yeah!
And then
if that casts Command or Charm Person, you may hand that the bracelet that you have that also has that spell on it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan.
So it's 1 charge for those 2, or it's all 5 charges to do Charm Monster or Compulsion.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I can actually definitely give the bracelet to somebody else then, because wait, does that one need to be attuned to?
Yes, it will. It would
Nice.
need to be
Okay.
attuned to, yes.
I mean, technically, I have an open slot anyway, but still, I can definitely give away my glam.
Okay. All right.
Wait, did I hear any vibes while I was on watch?
You can go ahead and make a perception check as well. I just want to make sure that we got that flute out of the way. Perception, survival, or investigation.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then let me roll investigation because that's way better. That is a 27.
Wow.
A 27. Okay, so as you are on watch, you are keeping a watch as well. You don't hear the boats like Guy heard, but you do hear coming from the south. So the boats were kind of more to the north. You hear coming from the south, you hear like a little jingle every once in a while, and then you hear like a little cling of metal hitting metal.
Jingle, jangle.
And then you hear
I'm pretty sure it's sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. But you hear like the wicker of a horse. And you hear kind of the creak of leather. And you're not sure. It might be saddles. It might be armor. The sounds of movement, and it's not close and it's not coming towards you, but it looks like it sounds like it moves from west to east, and then it's gone after about 10 minutes.
Does it come back, or that's it? It moves from west to east.
That's
and
it.
Okay.
It moves from west to east, and then it's gone.
All right. I'm gonna keep hanging out until my watch is over.
I think with that, we can end the night as the sun starts to you can tell that it's coming up even though you can't see it because of tree cover and because of clouds. The snow is starting to fall again, and it is a cold morning, but you all wake up in this warm, dry turtle shell.
Having finished a long rest.
Having
right?
finished a long rest. And surprise, you guys are still in the Feywild. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Malgrim, I didn't want to disturb you, but last night I definitely heard some horses walking by.
Oh,
Don't be
I
scared.
hate horses. Maybe they were ours and they came to see us, but they gave up because they're stupid and they're like, I don't like humans. Which is typical of a horse. You cannot trust them.
Secrets.
But seriously, you heard horses?
I did. I don't know who they were, but they definitely came by and moved eastward. Right?
Could you tell how many there were?
You know, I did not pay that much attention. I honestly figured they were not coming towards us.
Well, if there's a war going on, it could be troop movements.
There's definitely a patrol on the river. Look who's back. And I'll hold up Prancival underneath his armpits.
The little boy.
He is lipsticking all over the place. He's so excited to see you.
I brought him back, which reminds me, I need to send a message to Shireen Martin. But anyway, or at least try.
Me too.
That's never been successful yet.
Tell her that Baldric and I broke up, or at least are seeing other people.
I'll be sure to mention it if I have enough room in the word allotment. But he went out last night and did a quick scout, and he saw that looks like a patrol boat on the river as well. Elves, warriors. I imagine we're coming up on a checkpoint we'll need to be careful about.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to send a message to Shireen.
Do you think your elfness might help us in that regard? Garner some favor?
I did. I don't know if you remember. Who was with me? Oh no, you were with me, right, Sylvie? When we went to go see the elves. Yeah, so I think if I just use the name Sleeve McDykel, they'll know. I went back and listened to the episodes, and the name I gave them was Sleeve McDykel.
Obviously, such a good name.
And that is a name that you don't even have to lie about anymore.
Hey!
So, I mean, that might be our in. But, we might be able to get some more information from the Martins as well as to what happened. But let me send a quick message. And unfortunately, This is a level 3 spell slot. So I'm going to cast Farscribe and attempt to write a message to Shireen Martin.
Okay.
And I have 25
what do
words.
you say with your 25 words?
Hey, girl.
Sylvie's single now, isn't that crazy?
We were delayed, unfortunately, in the land of the Fae. Shoot, that was way too many words.
That's 12 words
girl.
already.
Dang it.
I'm keeping track. That's 12 words.
I had to see my beautiful little boy. I'm not very good at economizing words as
I think you're at 18 words right now.
Are you
Wait,
safe?
I had to see my beautiful little boy.
It's
So you're
20.
at 20
You got 5
words.
words left.
Are you safe? That's 23.
Are you and Neldor safe?
Okay. All right. My beautiful little boy. You could have just said principal.
I know.
4 words instead of 1. All right. You, after a moment, you get a message back, and you hear the voice of Shireen saying, "What is this? Guy? We escaped to Martin's Rest. Cladvina has fallen. Pithria is no more.
Whoa.
It is now." Let me see here. Give me a second. Dang it, I knew I kept that open for a reason.
19.
She's so much better at communicating like multiple thoughts in a message.
It is now the Duchy of Pithria. Is that 23?
Yeah.
Is Forn Pithria hyphenated?
It's FORN apostrophe Pithria.
We'll count it as one word.
And then her last 2 words are, "There's more." And then that's it.
Ooh, nice. She used a conjunction to get 3 words in there.
So the Duchy of Forn Pithria. As you say that to the group, Sylvie, since you speak Elvish, Forn Pithria means North Pithria. So Cladvina is now the Duchy of North Pithria in Elvish.
I would explain that.
Cladvina is or Pithria is? Like just this.
Well, she says there's more, so she couldn't be too specific. She said Pithria is no more.
Okay, I have another level. Do I do this again? I can only do this 2 more times.
Annalise says, I can send a message.
This.
I know Neldor.
I didn't have her name in my book.
Should I send a message? Annalise asks.
I mean, it might. If you send it to Neldor, we'll have to do the whole explanation thing again. Let me send one more.
He might talk to his sister if you just send him something. They could probably collaborate.
Hey, Neldor, what's up? I just talked with your sister. Crazy, all the stuff that's happening. Anyway, let me tell you what's up with me.
Sylvie is single now.
What were your
Oh my
thoughts
gosh.
on Neldor? I mean, he's a dish.
Have you seen his sister?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm gonna do one more spell. I'll try it one more time, Annalise. If I don't get the information I need, then you can try.
Okay.
Okay, casting it again.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is magic.
That's 5 words.
You up?
Oh my gosh.
We're glad you're safe. That's 4 words, but it should have been 6 because of conjunctions. But I was fancy this time.
That's 9 words now. Yeah.
What else has happened?
You've got 10 words still to do if you want to.
Did Pranceville do the job we wanted him to do for you? Was he a good boy? Did he chew up anything I have to replace?
You can't say was he a good
gotta
boy.
be more.
Yeah. You say the job he wanted to do for you, and that's exactly 25 words. It ends.
Okay. All right. Hey, guys. I think I did a better job that time, right?
Great job using conjunctions, Ski.
Annalise is giving you
so this is
Nailed
magic.
it.
thumbs up. Yes, it's magic. All right. After a while, you get a message back, and what it says is, Pranceville was helpful. Vandalay, all one word, was involved and helped Eldoralus into Cladvina. The North is now under their control.
That's 18.
But Puddleford and Corbuli still stand against them.
Okay. I'll share all that with everybody. Dang it, Corbuli, that was south. It was considerably farther, but maybe that would be a safer place for us to regroup. I don't know.
Well, I mean, perhaps it does make sense to go down to Corbilai, because to head further north would just invite perhaps greater challenge, calamity.
I mean, War-Torn recently acquired, Duchy of the Elven Kingdom is probably not the safest place to travel through, but we've also traveled through some pretty unsafe places already. But again, I'm probably the only one who could travel without drawing too much suspicion freely.
They didn't kick out the whole populace, did they? We could mingle with refugees.
No, but there may be some restrictions on how they...
We could put on habits and say that we took a vow.
That's true. It works for you, Guy.
Well, Annalise reminds you. She says, the Count and Countess Orzel were both in the throne room in the vision I had of Peter. So there are still those who were members of the Pithrian hierarchy who are still there. So, I mean, you're right. They couldn't get rid of the population. They would occupy.
I'm not saying they'd get rid of the population, but usually they would restrict movement, right? They would restrict the people's right to congregate and to move freely, to avoid messages spreading or uprisings being planned.
Sure,
that's like,
but we could
that's
be
like
your
Hostile
servants.
Takeover 101. Oh, you want to be my servants?
I mean, we don't want to be your servants. I'm just throwing out ideas here, bud.
Okay.
Annalise says, we are now closer to Peter than we've ever been.
I was just going to suggest, we have one of them right close. Why not go and try to have a chat with him?
But Neldor's sister's so hot.
I mean...
I kind of wanted to go back that way, but okay. You all are speaking sense.
I say we go and track down this Peter fellow.
I agree. Also, have we talked to Annalise at all? Like, I would love to just know how she's feeling, like, since being out of our gang for a bit. Is she doing okay?
It seems like she's still just tired at this point. She had 2 levels of exhaustion when you guys rescued her, so now she's got 1 level of exhaustion still. Classic
Annalise, always needing attention.
Well, here's something else you guys would recognize just having spoken with her. When Magram disappeared, when he died and was brought back, he had like a lifetime between the time he died and the time he came back. It seems like Annalise was literally on the bridge in Clodvina and then woke up drowning in that water. Like there's no time in between. So she doesn't have the time away from you guys that you had from her. Annalise says, so we move on. We head north.
We move on, we head north, and, if all else fails, I'll drop the name Sleeve McDykel, and then I believe it was Alphadon and Caladwyn Starborn were the ones I'd met with. Do you guys think that my little conversation with them accidentally helped them in some way? I mean, I know I told them I would help them, but do you think I actually did?
I think at this point, the takeover is way more than anything you could have told them.
I don't, but I'm a very important person, and my actions matter in the world around me. I'm kind of a big deal.
I think the undead uprising had more to do with the downfall than any of our input.
That's true.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
All right, we'll head north, farther and farther from Shireen.
You can still message her.
I can do it one more time, and
You're very good at messaging.
No pictures, though.
All right, just be wary. The patrol was over that way, so we may want to cut further into the woods to avoid that as we head north. And Prancival, if you want to scout out for us, if you want to be a little magpie, be much appreciated.
Prancival then takes off and stays about 100 feet ahead of you so that you can see through his eyes whenever you want to. And you guys start heading off into the woods.
Now, I don't know that we need much disguises. We could just present ourselves as traveling mercenaries, unaffiliated.
I'm not sure that's the best. Mercenaries might not be the best bet, but I don't know, if Yi can claim some sort of status, maybe we could be his colleagues or men-at-arms.
You were in the room with me, so if nothing else, the Starborns know your face.
Right, I'm clearly a lackey. Look at me.
All right, you guys are moving through this snowy swamp. Trees around you are getting more and more bogged down with this heavy, wet snow. Every once in a while, you hear like the crack of a limb as the tree just can't hold up its weight, the weight of the snow anymore. You are soaked through your clothes as well. There's just no kind of staying dry in this weather, in this area, in this swamp. Your boots are, every third step, you crack through the ice and you step into a puddle, and eventually your socks are getting wet. And this is just kind of the miserable travel that, this is the reason why people don't travel this time of year. But you are moving through, and Guy, you get a message that the direction you are traveling, there is you get a message back from Pranceful. Well, you get a message that there is somebody approaching, and as you look through his eyes, you can see that there is a squad of people moving through the swamp. It looks like at the head there are these two elven warriors. They are wearing green and silver plate armor. They have like long, elegant elvish blades on their backs. They have these thick green wool cloaks pulled up over their heads, trimmed with silver. These are the colors of Eldoralus. I just realized there's a lot of greens already. Alaron has green in their colors. Pithria has green in their colors. And now Eldoralus has green in their colors. Mm-hmm. Green is a great color, yes. You also see that behind them, there are these other warriors moving through, wearing not quite as heavy of armor, but carrying shields and spears. You see that on the tips of their spears, they have not so much like a battle standard, like a big square flag, like the baronies would have, but actually it's more like a what's it called, like a pennant or a pinion, like a triangular, long flowing flag hanging from the tips of their lances, and they are green and trimmed with silver, with the image of a silver like oak tree emblazoned on them. And moving about as well, you see that there are two figures wearing just robes, hoods pulled up against the cold. And it looks like they are moving in your direction.
Like just robes? They're just kind of nude underneath?
Well, I mean, thick robes that are closed. But yeah, they probably are nude underneath their clothes, yes.
They're probably going commando.
I'm going commando junk underneath my underwear.
I'll let everybody know. Is this where we pretend to be somebody we're not, or do we try to hide? We've left a ton of footprints, guys. We're walking through the snow.
I mean, I think we pretend to be Sleeve McDykel, which isn't a lie, and your colleagues, associates.
That's right. Sleeve McDykel and Associates. I like the sound of that.
And don't forget, one of the things that you were given, a boon you were given, Guy.
We're from McDykel and no last name.
McDykel Lacrosse and no last name.
Oh wait, no, okay.
And Ornan.
Okay. No, I have this. No, I have this all figured out. Okay, I said Sleeve McDykel. I said Sleeve McDykel to Daria. I said Ross Lacrosse to the elves. So I need to be Ross Lacrosse, everybody.
Okay, I was just going to remind you that one of the boons
that's
you
a lie,
got.
And now I don't know how comfortable I feel about that.
I have advantage on deception, and I have a plus 12.
And if you were to use Sleeve McDykel, you wouldn't have to make a check at all.
But they wouldn't know Sleeve McDykel unless that was communicated from Daria, who's not.
You're right. They would not. All right. Okay. You know that they are approaching. Do you want to approach them or not? There's like trees and rocks and things as you're kind of making your way between these puddles and ponds. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to wait for them to approach, or do you want to approach them?
I mean, we might as well say hi. It's not like we want to pretend like we're sneaking.
We haven't broken any laws.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We could also just stay stationary and let them come to us, but let's head toward them. We hear them coming. We'll say we hear them coming.
Oh there!
Be
Okay.
friendly. Be friendly.
Okay, Ornan calls
I don't
out, "Ho
speak
there."
Elvish.
Oh, I do.
You hear
Oh,
in
no!
you hear in an accented voice, "Halt! Who goes there in this swamp?
Just a few of us.
Show yourselves."
Oh, we're coming. It's hard to walk through the snow. Jeez, chill. I don't say that.
Yeah, don't you see how short a few of us are?
I don't see you at all yet. Please come out of the trees. Make yourself known.
I could have made us invisible.
Oh there!
Or three of us, but yeah.
Okay, Ornan starts to move forward.
I'll move forward too.
Sylvie starts to follow. Annalise is kind of staying back.
I didn't realize there was a map. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I moved. Yeah, you guys should be on that map. You guys start to move forward. You see that there are these two like elvish knights surrounded by a bunch. They're stepping forward, and there are these all of these. Looks like you can't tell if they're human or if they are elves, but they are man-sized. They are elvish sized. They are medium-sized creatures. They're wearing armor and helmets. It looks like two of them, the cut is more of a human style, and then two of them, the cut is more of like an elvish style of armor. And then you see that there are these two robed figures who are moving about as well. And it doesn't take much to just kind of get the impression that there are two magic users who are moving with this squad of elves. This elf knight steps forward and she says, "What are you doing out here in the swamp?"
We're trying to return to Forn Pithria.
How did you get out of Forn Pithria? What are you doing here in the swamp?
Don't worry, I'm an associate of the Starborns. My name is Ross Lacrosse, and I'm just making my way back up that way to report.
She says, "Come no closer." And then the other knight comes up and approaches, and then she turns and starts talking to him, and they have a little discussion. And then she turns back around and she says, "One at a time. Come here, please."
Well, since I'm the obvious leader of this group, I will come speak for everyone, and I'll come forward.
Okay. As you approach, you can see that her hand is not like on the blade or on the not on the blade. Her hand is not on the handle of her sword, but you can see that it looks like she is kind of standing in a position where she could reach it easily. And she says, "If you would please remove your weapons."
What?
Are you friend?
Oh, definitely friend.
She says, "Are you friend of Forn Pithria?
Yes.
Are you friend of Eldoralis?
Yes.
Then please remove your weapons."
Okay, I'll take off my my. Do I have visible weapons? I just have my scepter. Is that what she's? Oh, I guess I have some daggers. I'll take the daggers out.
Okay.
Sylvie will take off her quarter staff and hand that over too, which is like her only real weapon.
She calls over to one of the robed figures, and this robed figure approaches. She says something in Elvish that you don't understand, Guy, but Sylvie, you're close enough you can understand. She says, "I need you to check them." And then the woman in the robe nods her head, and you can hear her starting to mumble to herself. And then she points at you, Guy, and she says something to this Elvish knight, who then the Elvish knight turns to you and says, "That scepter, please."
Oh, it's not a weapon. It's just it's an item of status. What am I saying? I wasn't ready. I wasn't
You're
mentally
trying to
prepared
lie
to be a
when this
spy
woman-
today.
Your scepter, I will not ask again. You see that now the elf knight behind her, he has now drawn his sword. It is basically like one of those two-handed swords from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I will go ahead and hand over the scepter. Damn it. Okay.
She says, "Please step over here." And she motions to you to come step behind her, kind of surrounded by these other soldiers, the two human and the two elf.
As I head over there, I'll say, "Have not Lord and Lady Starborn made mention of Ross Lacrosse?"
Lord and Lady Starborn have made mention of lots of things. a name is an easy thing to claim. And she says, next.
Sylvia will walk forward and again just kind of give over her staff.
Okay. The mage standing next to her continues to mumble, and then this elf knight looks at you and says, What other like weapons do you have on you? What other magical items do you have on you?
I have the bracelet, the flute, and then I do have my trident of fish command, but that's literally a fishing pole, so she can right off with that. I have like a small knife or something, but that's just like my backpack like stuff.
Yeah. She says, your flute, if you please.
Absolutely not. My boyfriend gave this to me. I will not be parting with this.
She says, I assure you, we will take good care of it. And you will get it back if what you say is true.
Or Ross Lacrosse, I don't know how I feel about this.
Looking over at everybody else, what are they kind of thinking? Do I see any like... I don't want to make this whole decision for the entire party.
I mean, Mogram is looking quite tense.
Okay, so Whisper does not have... the spell message has does not have a verbal component, but it does have a somatic component. Dang it. So I can't really talk to y'all.
Mogram, I don't think this is going well.
I don't like this.
Annalise, and Mogram, what should we do?
Annalise says, I guess this doesn't surprise me. I didn't expect to just walk into an occupied country and...
Oh, yeah, but they can't take my flute.
I'll go in, be nice and cordial, and then start bonking the magic lady as soon as she takes a look at me. That sound good?
I'll come with you.
I think that's a terrible plan.
Annalise says, no.
Oh, all right. Do we give our things then?
Annalise is like... Guy is already disarmed. We can't leave him in there by himself. Either we rush in and we get him out of there, or we go with him.
You all would know. You've seen Guy form weapons without needing an actual weapon.
Well, I don't know that I have a good answer to this predicament that we're in. I have a lot of magical things on my person right now.
Well, they'll take my whole backpack.
Can we maybe negotiate to some extent? Like, I understand that. I guess Sylvie does speak Elven, so I understand you don't trust us, and I can understand you wanting us to give up our weapons. But some of these magical objects have extreme sentimental and physical value. I don't think a flute or even Mogram's healing kit is really of too much danger to anyone.
She says, your flute is full of, according to my, what does she call her? I was going to say associate, but that sounds stupid.
Wait, that's what we are.
Sorry, what do you mean it sounds stupid?
She says, according to the Magus, your flute is full of enchantment magic.
I mean, yeah, but so are your lips, and we don't see you pulling those at the door.
I would appreciate also if you would refrain from using any spells or magical abilities while you are with us.
I can agree to that, but I would prefer to keep my flute on my person.
Make a persuasion check.
Promise I'll be good.
With advantage. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's a 9.
I'm sorry, I cannot allow something of that. The potential for problems, if that was in the wrong hands, is too great. I have my soldiers to worry about.
All right, Sylvie will glare really hard at Ross, but we'll give up the flute.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Please join your friend.
What's everybody else doing?
You move in sort of behind the two knights and this magus, and you are now more where the other guards are, the two humans and the two elves, We have got...
At this point, Prancival is perched up in a tree as well nearby.
Yeah, Prancival's kind of out of the radius that you guys are kind of walking into, or the circumference that you guys are walking into. But yeah, Magram and Ornan and Annalise, what are you going to do?
Okay, whispering to Ornan and Annalise, Magram's going to say, okay, so what is the point of this? We give our weapons to them for what? So they can escort us defenseless to some location to meet someone? What is the point of all this?
I don't like it. I don't expect we'll get them back if we hand them over.
That's exactly my point. And I'm not willing to do that. I'd rather fight to maintain our ability to have our weapons and our abilities just in case for whatever may come.
So, I can go and bonk them?
Annalise, what do you think?
Is Ornan's bloodlust rising back up?
Apparently, elves aren't humanoids in his books.
I won't kill them. Be assured. I'll just give them a nice little bonking.
Just a boink or two.
Not a boink,
she says,
a bonk.
She says, if we do this,
They're far too short for Ornan.
Oh my gosh.
Not his stripe at all.
And way too skinny. They need to be thick.
So Annalise says, if we do this, we cannot hold back. And then the elf knight says, next, please. It's cold, and we'd like to get back to camp.
It's my turn.
I want insight checks from Sylvie and Guy on Ornan right now.
That was a nat 20.
Oh my gosh. What did Guy get?
I got a 23.
Okay, so you guys know as Ornan is approaching, you know exactly what's going to happen. Ornan is going to start bonking. Magram, you are still a little bit behind as she says one at a time, and as you start approaching too, she says, please wait. Is there anything
I don't know that I would pause, though.
As soon as that happens, Guy would straight up summon a... he's still got the banner of bravery. He's going to turn it into a big... spear. Okay. He's gonna start attacking as soon as.
All right.
Sylvie wants to snatch her flute back if possible.
But yeah, just coordinating with Ornan's first swing.
Okay. Well, in that case, what we are going to do is we are going to roll initiative.
I'm using a luck point to give myself advantage on that, which was good because I ended with a nat 20 for a 22.
21.
Ornan got a 6.
Magram got a 15.
You guys don't hate me. Okay, how many do I have to roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different initiatives on my end. And we've got... these are terrible rolls.
Oh, and Prancival got a 22 as well.
Nice. Okay, we are here just to describe what's happening. Prelate Annalise is the furthest south. She is still kind of on this little bit of an island. It's one island connected by a little isthmus to a larger island, and she is further to the south. There in the along the narrowest part of this isthmus, we have Magram is on the west side, then Ornan. Ornan is standing next to this elvish knight and the magus, and standing right next to them is the other elvish knight. And then on the other island, kind of as it kind of flares back out, we have Sylvie and Guy, and then you have 4 of these spearmen, and you have 1 more of these maguses here in this fight. And at the top of the initiative, we have got Prancival the Magpie.
Okay, so did we ever decide how Prancival can do attacks? Because the rules as written are he would need to go be in position, and I would have to let him use one of my attacks to do the attack. Is that how we're doing it?
I mean, I think so. Otherwise, he'd be as good as like having an animal companion.
Well, I mean, he was a warlock feature, but okay.
I mean, I don't know what it's supposed to be like. It sounds like we'll follow rules as written.
Prancival is just going to be, he's going to kind of circle up, come in close, and he's going to be kind of perched above the magus, the spellcaster, in the back. And he's going to hold Like, he can't really hold an attack because I have to use one of my attacks for him to do it. So he's gonna be there ready to react.
Okay, fantastic. And then next we have Guy. Guy, it's your turn.
Guy, for his bonus action, he's going to have the Banner of Bravery in his hand, and it is going to, again, start to drip with that black smoke and become a large, the banner is still on it, but it has this, the wood becomes like a dark, almost like a black, like ebony wood, and the head grows to be the top of the shaft. Okay, let me start again.
Keep going.
Let me start again.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And then just above the banner, a spearhead like protrudes that has kind of 3 points on it, and so it basically has at this point the trident stats.
Okay.
So,
Very cool.
And then I'm going to just move 5 feet or 10 feet in. And
Okay.
I'm going to actually attack at the Magus as well. I feel like the spellcasters are the biggest threat here. So here comes.
Yeah, very good. You kind of step into the water as you are approaching the Magus from behind.
Okay, so that's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 7, we're going to. Oh, does that have the right thing? Yeah, that did do it. Boo. It's going to be 7 radiant damage, and then I'm going to follow that up with 2 additional strikes with some shadow spears that kind of also follow with their shadowy arms.
Okay.
The first is a 27, and the second one's a 10.
The 27 will definitely hit.
Okay, so that will be 7 force damage. So that
Okay.
only 14
Total of
damage.
14. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
that's Guy's turn.
Okay, that is your turn. Okay, it is now Sylvie's turn at initiative 21.
All right. Well, this is going to be shocking to folks, but I was thinking about using a fireball. But
Do it.
considering
What?
considering the winter time, I don't want to cause any more like flooding of this boggy area. So instead, Sylvie is going to just use the storm sphere and get these 5 folks.
Okay. It's a how big is the circle? How big is the radius?
20 feet. So I think I can hit everybody.
Okay, there is a circle.
Slightly not hitting us, but hitting these guys.
You can hit everybody and barely leave Pranciful out of it. Very good. Okay. So what do they need to do?
Cool. Okay, so it is a save of 16.
What kind of save?
Strength, sorry.
Okay, let's see. We have got... Oh, that's a fail. That's a fail. That's a pass. That's a fail. And that is a pass. So one of the spearmen saved, and then the Magus saved as well, surprisingly with a natural 20. So how much damage?
Okay, awesome. So that is 8 damage for the sphere, and then another 15. So the 15 would be halved if they saved.
Okay.
So 23 or 15.
Okay, let's
And
see
then
here.
they've got difficulty moving and such.
Okay. 23 and 23 and 23 and 15. Okay, very good. Okay, is that your whole turn?
Wait, did I get my flute? Because I want my flute back.
She has your flute.
I want to grab that. I want to grab that flute if I can with my bonus action. I guess I can't. Next time. I'm going to
You're
grab
gonna have to wrestle it from her. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is your turn, Sylvie. It is now the 2 elf spear folk turn. It's difficult terrain, correct?
Yes.
All right. One of them, that's 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They both close in on you, Sylvie. All right, let's see.
Are they both still in the sphere, though?
One of them is in the sphere, the other one is not.
Okay.
Does that matter? Do they have disadvantage on attacks if they're in the sphere?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you have 6 attacks coming your direction. 3
hell
from one
yeah.
of them and 3 from the other. So the first one is going to make 3 attacks, and that is going to be a 14, an 11, or a 21.
The 21 and the 14 will hit.
So that's 2 hits. That is going to be... That's only going to be 11 damage.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, that's going to be 14 damage. The other one is going to attempt to hit you with her shield. And so that is going to be a 21.
Okay, that'll hit.
Okay, you take 5 bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength DC 13 strength save or be knocked prone.
That was a 17.
Okay, you are still standing,
nice.
and then now 2 more spear attacks come at you. It's going to be a 12 or a 19.
The 19 will hit.
Okay, that's going to be another 4 damage.
All right.
Okay, that is their turn. It is now Magram's
Do
turn.
you need to make
Magram-
concentration checks?
Oh, you need to make
Ooh,
1,
I do.
2, 3, 4. I think 4 concentration checks.
Should be DC 10 for each of them.
Yes.
All right, let's see. That was a 6, so not so much.
Storm Sphere disappears. Okay. All right,
I didn't
Magram,
even
it's
get
your
my
turn.
flute.
Magram, you are back here
Okay.
on the isthmus, on the other side of kind of this battle that has just taken place.
Okay, cool. DBZ style, Maugrim erupts in a swirling sphere of Kalimvor swirling ether.
Ooh.
At a 4th level,
Oh my goodness.
and he is going to go this way to here and then to there.
Oh, okay. So you move past the elf knight, the one who's done all the talking. So there is going to be an attack of opportunity as you move past her. But they all have to make these wisdom saving throws first. So let's have them do that. What's the difficulty?
17.
There are 6 of them that have to make this save. First off, we have the elf knight. That is going to be a failure. 17 damage. Or how much damage?
Oh, it is 4d8. Let me grab that. 18 radiant damage.
18 to her. Then we have the other knight. He is going to make it and take 9. Then we have the Magus. She is going to make it as well and take 9. Then we have the 2 elvish spear folk. They both fail and take 18. Oh. And then we have the 1 human spear folk who is going to also fail and take 18 more as well. Okay. Awesome move, and the elf knight is going to make a swing at you. That is going to be with a swing of her great sword, her elvish great sword. She is going to hit you for a 25 to hit,
Oh, dang. Yeah, that'll hit.
and that is going to be 18 damage.
Okay.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Come on. A 12.
Woohoo! And she is going to. I guess that was a reaction. So, but you were sapped. You have disadvantage on your next attack roll.
That's fine.
Okay.
Psh, attack roll. Nice.
Who do you think you're talking to? Okay. That is her turn. That brings us. That's your turn, actually. Sorry, that's your turn. Is there anything else that you wanted to do, Magram?
No, nothing else I can do right now.
All right, that's going to bring us to the human spear folk. 5'10", one of them comes and approaches you, Magram, and is going to take 3 attacks. First one is with a shield, and that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Gosh, yeah.
That's going to be 7 damage. Make it a strength saving throw, difficulty 13, or be knocked prone.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 3, so
Okay,
got
also
knocked
make
prone.
you need to make your Constitution save as well.
Come on. 21.
Okay, so the swirling ether is still up, but now there are 2 spear attacks coming at you, both with advantage. The first one is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's 7 more damage. And the second one will be a natural 20 to hit
Oh, gosh.
for 9 more damage.
Okay. And I need to roll 2 more.
2 more, yes.
Yep. Still difficulty 10 though.
Come on. Oh, crap. That one. So I got a 4.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose this fight, guys.
I don't want to say anything, but these elves seem sneaky.
You guys literally like, hey, come here, give us your weapons and we'll talk to you. And you're like, bonk them. Okay. All right, that is
Out of my
their
cold,
turn.
dead hands.
The other, now that the swirling ether is gone, he is going to come and approach you, and he's going to take 3 attacks, all with advantage on Magram,
Oh, gosh.
who is lying prone. Okay, first
This is
attack.
not looking good, guys.
That's a 22.
Okay. Yeah, that
The second attack is a 16.
16 will not.
And the third attack is a 21.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a total
Oh,
of
gosh.
13 more piercing damage.
Oof. How you looking,
It's a little
Magram?
rough right now, guys.
All right. That is the
Somebody get him
human.
forehead kisses stat.
That is the human spearman's turn. It is now the elf knight, not the one who did all the talking, but the kind of the subordinate one who is now has 3 targets to choose from: Guy, Sylvie, or a prone Magram. We're gonna roll a d4, and on a 3 or a 4, it's coming for Magram, just because he's more of a prime
that
target.
makes sense.
Magram, you got 2 attacks coming your way
Oh my gosh.
with advantage. First one is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Going to be 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
The second one is going to be a 23 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
with 14 damage.
And I'm down.
No! Oh, no! No! Oh,
All
right.
gosh.
All right. Well, it is now Annalise's turn. Annalise, seeing everything kind of going, turning to is going to rush up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And you can hear her as she's running. She is pleading with Aona as she casts out a spell, and she is going to cast at a. Oh no, she's got cure wounds. She doesn't have healing word.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. But she has some other good stuff. All right, here's what she's going to do. She is going to cast
Thoughts and prayers.
a wall of fire.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
I knew I liked this lady.
You hate this lady.
I saved this woman's life.
Yes, you did. I'm going to draw this freehand. I believe wall of fire is 100. It's a 60 feet. Isn't it a 60-foot line? Okay, I got to look it up now. Wall of fire, 60 feet long and 10 feet thick. No, wait, 1 foot thick. Okay, 1 foot thick. Here we go. It is going to pass right through the 4 spearmen, and she's going to turn it. So we have, here, I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can she do that? Or does it have to be a straight line? I can't remember. Let me look up.
I'll allow it.
In Baldur's Gate, it had to be a straight line, but
Well, in this, it's 60 feet long, but it doesn't say it has to be a straight line, right?
I'm looking it up right now because I have played in games with all kinds of wall of fire bending shenanigans. It says specifically you create a wall of fire, 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, or a ringed wall, 20 feet in diameter, 20 foot high, 1 foot thick. Wall is opaque.
I would
know
say
what? Let's
long
just-
implies like a straight
Yeah.
20, like
Okay,
I don't
then
know.
she's gonna pop a ring down then instead. She's
I was
gonna
gonna say
pop
the
a
ring may
down.
hit, right?
Pranciful does get caught in it. So sorry, Pranciful, but everybody else has to make dexterity.
Hey, just so you know, up to, it doesn't have to be the full size. You can make it smaller than that if you wanted to not hit people you didn't want to hit.
Okay, so it will be slightly smaller, so Pranciful does not get in it, but it does end up getting It ends up getting 3 of the spear folk and the magus. One of the spear folk happens to be back just far enough. They each have to make dexterity saving throws. That is 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So it looks like one of them saved, and then the magus saved as well. And they are going to each take 26 fire damage or 13 if they saved.
Dead. Come on, be dead.
Come on.
You see the 3 spearmen who are caught within the ring of fire. They instantly fall down dead. The magus in the back, close to Principal, is still standing, and then there is one of these spear folk who is like stuck inside this ring of fire, like with nowhere to go, kind of trapped. Okay, that was Annalisa's turn. We now have the mage's turn. Let's see here. We've got 2 mages. One of them is right next to Ornan, Guy, and Sylvie, and she is going to cast. She's going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level, and that is going to go at Sylvie. So that's going to be 4 darts, I believe.
Come at me, bro.
Boo.
That's going to be a total of
Yes.
13.
You roll once and you do it for all the darts. That it specifically says that in the description. So since your first roll was a 1, I would say that's the first one.
We'll say it's 12 damage. We'll say it's 12 damage, not 13.
I'll take it.
Should have been 8, but okay.
The other one, the one that's further back, is trapped inside of this ring of fire, and she is going to.
It's 20 feet high, so she can't see any of us either.
Right. She is going to attempt to dispel magic. So she has to make a check, and she passes. She casts Dispel Magic at level 3, and the wall of fire disappears. Okay, that is the Magus's turn. Ornan, we have you, and then after you, we have the leader of this elf war band. Cool. Just saying. All right, what are you going to do, Ornan?
Ornan is going to attack at the mage right in front of him.
Okay.
He's going to pull out his hammer, and he's going to attack her with the hammer. The first one. Before that, I'm going to summon Ephos, and so he'll get big. The first one is a 24 to hit.
Oh, it definitely hits.
For 13 bludgeoning, and then 2 Ephos damage.
So a total of 15 damage.
15 damage there. And I'm going to come.
Okay, she is looking rough.
I'm going to hit again. This time is only a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
For 15 more bludgeoning damage.
And she falls to the ground unconscious.
Ornan is going to. I guess I can't really step in. Could I maneuver around and stand next to Magram on like this side by the rock there?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So Ornan's gonna get onto the east side of the the 2 knights, and I'm going to spin the shaft.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take 2 more attacks against the knight that was attacking Magram on the ground.
Okay.
The first one is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit, yeah.
For 11 bludgeoning damage. And then last one against him is a 20 to hit for 16 bludgeoning damage.
Dude, nice round.
And that will be my turn.
That's a big round. Okay. And last but not least, we have the leader, this elf commander, who is going to turn and see that the only person that is close enough to her now to hit is you, Ornan. She is going to swing at you 3 times with her greatsword. And that is going to be 16, 11, or 14.
None of those will hit.
He's got frog plate.
Yeah, the frog's tongues are kissing like right at the nape of his neck.
Jeez.
Okay, well, that was her turn. I'm looking, I'm like, that's what she's got. Okay, that is going to be her turn, and that's going to take us now to the top of round number 2. Next time All right, you guys. Whew.
Ooh, oh my gosh.
You ran into a scouting party of the elves who have taken Cladvina, and you decided to pick a fight, which is awesome.
Like a scouting battlement. It was a huge force. Impossible to fight.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys.
I'm
Hey,
watching,
thank you.
I'm watching Ornan just doing like 16, 18. What was it? Like, what was her first hit? 15. And like, those are huge hits, man.
Those are some big hits. Yeah, this fight is a gnarly fight of some battle-hardened warriors going up against Wilhelm Associates. All right, you guys. Hey, don't forget, all you listeners, go check out our Patreon. You can listen to Your Neighbor's Potatoes. You can also check out the wiki. Also, don't forget to go check out our shop. We have some awesome merchandise there, including a shirt about Pink Eye. And until we get together next time, we hope you have a great time.